So I thought about recording the valley before I started changing it, but then I didn't. I kind of regret it now. But in any case, as you can see, I'm working on the valley where the Sentinels are. And well, if you want to see what it was like before, you can just watch some previous vids. Basically, it was just rough ground. What's the plan? So the lake. The plan is to have these kind of staircases going up, and that's it. Well, that's the plan so far. Maybe plant some trees, around it. But basically, it'll just be like a grand staircase going up, and then the water coming down in two ponds. So that's the bottom one. The top one will be here. So as you can see, I haven't built the staircase yet. So it'll be the same as this one, repeated up here again. And then the third one again will be repeated up there, except it won't be a pond this time. This will be like a pedestal. So the cobblestone will go up to where the bottom of their foot is. So it'll be a pedestal, and then a pond, and then another pond, and then stairs. So I just went back and had a look at the last bit of video. That was actually 3 weeks ago. I made this, and then I ran out of cobblestone. So I went to get some cobblestone, and then I ran into a big lake of lava. So I dealt with the lava, and I played some other games, and so now it's... Yeah, so now it's 3 weeks later, and I've got more cobblestone, and also more of my storage. And I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing here. Okay, so the stairs are complete, and I'm trying out trees in the ponds, because the ponds, they look a bit empty. So I'm gonna try and grow trees to each pond. And the reason for this stuff is that I think what happens is if there's an adjacent blocks, like if there's adjacent blocks next to the sapling, then the sapling will 100% grow into a large tree. I think that's what happens. Like if you do that, it will force that into a large tree instead of a small tree. So those are small trees, and well, we don't have any large trees around here anyway. We'll see if that works, and then we'll see if it's good or not, because I can imagine it'll probably just block the view from here, which may or may not be a bad thing, because anyway, I'll show you when it grows, and we'll see what the effect is. Because I mean, you don't always want to see everything at once. You want to kind of frame the views and review things gradually sometimes. Anyway, the stairs are done. So the pedestal, and then stairs. So I'm thinking I need to flatten this out. I don't want this steep drop here, so I'm going to have the dirt up to level with the stairs and then gradually slope downwards. So I have to demolish those trees and then put a whole heap of dirt here until there's like a gentle slope down. And then on the other side as well, I'll probably just fill it straight across from the stairs over to the other side and fill up this hole. So that's a lot of dirt, and maybe figure out where to plant more trees just around the edge. Anyway, I've filled out both sides now. I've roughed it up a little bit to make it look a little more believable. I guess I can put in a few more blocks there. Just to make it look less even. Yep, so it slopes. So if you remember before, there was this giant cliff, right? This giant, step. So I filled all of that in. The grass hasn't quite grown back yet. And the other side, roughed up the edges a little bit. It's okay. It's okay. I think a few more trees. Trees. I wonder if we want trees on the mountains as well. So you can kind of see the the valley floor, like the stairs. They're pretty big when you're up close, but at this scale, they're about right. It's kind of difficult to design for both, far away and up close. You want it to look good from far away, but then you also want it to look interesting up close. It's kind of, yeah, you just have to think about different things at the same time. Oops. That's kind of cool how it steps up to ponds. Like from this distance, the statues actually look really blocky. And you can't actually get the whole thing into the frame of the screen. So you need other things up close to capture your attention, because you just can't see the whole thing from here. I guess that's that. Okay, think about trees. I guess around the staircase. And those, I can get some bone meal, I guess, but I just let it grow. I've got time. Release the video, or do the lake and then release a long video. I guess I'll release the video. Okay, I'll do the trees, and I'll post the video, and then the stuff around the lake will be another video after that. Alright, trees. So there's steps, and there's some steps down here, there's some trees, and yeah, so that's that. The trees are nice, I think. It gives it a bit of scale, a sense of scale, and also it kind of hides their feet. I don't it sounds a bit strange, but to have them standing above the trees, I think adds a little bit of, I don't know what you want to call it. They're not just standing there, they're coming out of the trees. Straight on. That's good, I like that. I like that. It forms a little archway. We'll come around here. Yep. So, yep. I mean, the 3 spots They're pretty much the same kind of thing. 3 statues towering above the trees, and then as you walk up to it, you know, the trees hide the whole thing and it becomes a tree and the pond and the stairs. And then you walk up the stairs and the trees slide past and you come back to the statues and you keep walking up. And that shouldn't be there, but I'm still building, so I need that. Then we're back to trees and water. And we come around and then we're back to the statues. So this is a layering thing, right? This is kind of hiding and revealing, hiding and revealing. So it's not just, you know, the same thing far away and up close. As you kind of walk up to it, it changes and it shows you different views. And you come around, and then at this scale, it's kind of just too big to take in. I think the only thing that I'm not too sure about is this. Like when you come up here and look back, the trees block everything. I wonder if... I mean, there's no easy way about it because the trees need to be that big. So that when you're here, you know, it becomes trees and water and path. And then you slide past and it becomes statues and trees, and so it needs to be that big to work here. But at this point, where you would have expected a grand view outwards, you have that stuff in the way completely. That's too tall, but you know, preferably you want to see the whole thing. I guess you can't have it both ways. But I really wonder which way is the best way. I wonder if I force that tree to be taller and then remove the leaves there, then maybe I can look through both sets of trees. So remove some of the lower leaves here and remove some of the lower leaves here, then you would see it from underneath. So the top would still cover the statues, but underneath you would look out through the trees. Hey, that sounds like a good idea. That sounds like a great idea. Okay, so I've kind of done it. It's not what I said I would do, like you can't see through the whole thing. Well, not from here at least. But you can see further, like you can see down to the water's edge, and I think that's enough. Or I feel like that's enough, I don't know if it's actually that much difference. I also forced a few more large trees as well, so 2 there, 2 kind of larger ones there, and 2 down at the front, just to make the trees, just to give it a bit more volume, give it a bit more presence. And so here they can clearly frame the statues, whereas before they were way too short, they were like half as tall and you can't even see them. So from here you can, yeah, like see all the way down to the water, whereas before you couldn't. And you can kind of see out to where the pagodas will be. You can just kind of peek through the foliage. And as you come down, you see more, and you see through the trees. See, from here, you definitely see all the way through. And it frames the view. And yeah, so with the larger trees on the two sides, now that forms a gateway as well. So, you know, those four large trees form this kind of half barrier where you can walk through and look through when you're up close. You know, there's a real sense of hiding and mystery, and then walk through and you discover or rediscover the last statues. Obviously you can see them from far away. Right, so when you're back here you see them. And then trees hide them. And it's revealed. Hiding and revealing. Great. Great, that's pretty much what I wanted to do. It's hard to show everything in a video like this. I mean, it's gonna be ages before I release the map for you guys to play in, so I guess this is the best we get for a while. This tree is... okay, that doesn't matter. So yeah, so now it's not just huge statues towering over nothing, there's the steps and the trees. So there's, you know, there's the large scale things and then the medium scale things. Not so much small scale things, because the stairs are pretty large. So you know, there's a variety of scales, and there's enough complexity to keep things interesting. You don't just see everything all at once, and that's it. You know, there's a whole lot of different ways to look at things. Oops. Alright, that's the end of this video. Let's go back up to a nice spot to end it. Yeah, the trees look pretty good like that. The trees and the steps and the statues. Alright, so this tree needs to go. So that's the end of this video. And next would definitely be stuff around the lake. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Too bad that cloud is in the way. Okay, so the cloud's out of the way and the sun is setting. I'll see you guys next video. I'll watch the sunset for a bit.